Before we begin, I just want to clarify that I might up in accidentally saying sale, S-A-L-E, instead of C-E-L-L. I'm from Oklahoma, and when I get passionate about something, I tend to bring back a little bit of an accent, so bear with me. I'm here today to talk about something vital, yet old, with a new twist, the T-cell, one of the most important things our body has for defense. Without it, we would be dead before we even make it to 6 years of age. For years, scientists have been trying to recreate or preserve viable T cells to help battle diseases. But the problem is, they were too delicate and they only survived a couple days outside the body. We worked and worked, but to no avail. So we started to lose hope, until we found a light in the dark, a light that could change the world. Now, before I get into that, I'd like to give you a better understanding of our immune system, so it's a little bit easier to understand this hope, this light. So, first of all, we have 3 layers of immunity. Barriers, innate, and acquired. Barriers include such things as mucus and skin, and it's meant to get things out quickly and prevent other things from getting inside. Then we have our acquired immunity. This is immunity that we are not born with, but we either gain or are given. Vaccinations and antibiotics are such examples. But the one that is most relevant to the topic at hand is our innate immunity. We have it from the day we are born to the day we die. It involves our cells in a military-like operation, believe it or not. So if you were to break it down to the nitty-gritty, it would be like this. Your T cells, or your white blood cells, are the commanders, the generals, whilst the B cells are the soldiers. The T cells create and command the troops, and the B cells attack invaders. Another way to think of it is like this. We know cells as the building blocks of life, so let's imagine our cells as a brick wall with 2 important pieces. The brick, which represents our red blood cells, and the mortar, which is the T cells. If you just have brick, then your wall will be easy to knock over. Without bricks, you just have a pile of goop. So imagine if something took out all of the mortar in your brick wall of life. Someone from the inside destroyed your army. You would literally be killed by the most formidable thing, yourself. There are many terrible things in this world that can do this to us. Diseases, viruses, and even genetic disorders that have been passed down from generation to generation. Leukemia, immunodeficiency disorders, DiGeorge syndrome, HIV, lupus, and that is just to name a few. 20% or 1 in 5 Americans suffer from an autoimmune disease. That is almost 50 million Americans. And in the United States, approximately every 9 minutes, someone dies from a blood cancer. Diseases like leukemia kill people every hour. 160 people every day die. There are even people out there that have to live constantly in a germ-free, fully sanitized room because even a slight cold could easily kill them. So what if we had a way to bring the fight straight to the disease, using the same thing that they are killing? Well, researchers may have just found the cavalry. They are calling it synthetic T cells. Researchers at UCLA have developed these synthetic T cells to mimic the form and the function of human T cells. They did this by combining a certain oil and a gum-like solution made from water and polysaccharides, or a chain of simple sugar molecules. From there, they have something that physically mimics other T cells. Then they added other solutions to make it biologically like ours so they could fight and act just the same. From there, we can make them even better. They have only been around since 2018, and we have already engineered them to be able to combat things that regular T cells can't even find. Things like tumors and cancerous cells. So how could this change things? Well, let me tell you a story. This is my grandfather. His name was Lee Rogers, and he was a 52-year-old victim of leukemia. I was too young to remember him, but I've heard a lot about him. He was a very successful businessman with a loving wife and 5 children. He had a smile and a personality that could light up any room he walked in. He loved simple things like Star Wars and pizza. But around December 9th, he woke up and he struggled to breathe. He got up and he couldn't even walk to the bathroom. He felt sick and he was very pale. He went to the doctors, they took some tests and blood samples, then they sent them off to the lab. On December 17th, 2007, he was diagnosed with leukemia. My family tried everything: blood transfusions, platelet transfusions, and even chemo. On Christmas, instead of spending time with their family, people went to give blood to help out people from his work, his friends, anyone that knew him. And one day, a doctor came in and said the chemo was working, but he didn't know for how long. Lee was so scared that he called my father and told him, in case I don't make it, please take care of my daughter. She means the world to me. The next day, January 1st, 2009, he passed away. He fought the cancer for over a year. My family was crushed. So now I'd like to show you how it could have ended. The doctors come in, they talk about the chemo, and then he says, there may be a more efficient way to save him: synthetic T cells. He agrees, and a few days later, a phone rings in the house. A voice calls out and says, I'm coming home. Imagine the relief of hearing those 3 words. With the development of these T cells, the possibility could become a reality. Within years, we can make this something available to people everywhere, start saving lives whilst changing the world. Every day, people die. Every day, people suffer. So if we had a chance to help and possibly stop a massive percent of it, shouldn't we try? 160 people a day turn to 100, and then 50, and then 50 to 10, 10 to 1, and 1 to 0. With this development, we could change people's lives and bring hope to those that don't have any, to those who might have given up. So please, help me spread the word. With your support, we could inform the world. Every solution begins as an idea. Thank you.